Hey there, Gemini. How are we doing this morning? My name is Cheryl Lynn. I am here to do your weekly tarot reading. This one is going to be for Monday, November 17th through Thursday, November 20th. I'll be back on Wednesday to do bonus readings and get you through your weekend. Okay? All right, let's see. Sorry about that. For my Geminis. Okay. What you got going on, Gemini? Let's see. What are we going to open with? We're going to open with Six of Swords. All right. Okay. To Temperance. Okay. And the Four of Cups. So this is your backstory for this reading or your recent past. So very similar to the one I just did for Taurus. This looks like you have reached some sort of a conclusion here in your life, right? You took a inventory of your life and tried to figure out what wasn't working and what was. You decided that your life seemed to be surrounded by a sense of uncertainty or chaos. In one way or another, it just felt chaotic. So you have decided to sail this boat, which is your life, up into calmer waters. For some of you, you're actually moving, or you're actually changing your job. You're doing something that's really physically a change here. Yeah. I think that it has been I think that it has taken a ton of patience. Okay, it's taken a ton of self-realization, I guess. It's a lot of looking inside of you here that's made you come to this conclusion. It wasn't easy, nor was it easy for you to make any sort of move on it, meaning it was a lot easier to just let things kind of slide by. I think you were trying to avoid conflict here. So with the Temperance card here, I almost feel like it took, you managed to exhibit too much patience. Imagine that for a Gemini. But it looks like maybe you were too patient almost. You know, you just kept letting it slide because you didn't want to deal with it for a long time. And so finally you had to stand up and say enough to a situation here. What finally caused you to do that is the challenge here in the recent past, which is the Four of Cups. So one day I guess you had to finally turn around and think, you know what? I'm not happy here. I'm not satisfied. This is disappointing. I'm disillusioned. I don't like this. Why? Why am I still here? What's going on? And so that's when you had to start this voyage of self-discovery, right? And realize that you had been allowing something to continue forward even though it wasn't making you happy, is how I feel. Okay, that's your backstory. That was a lot of words for no reason. I was having trouble getting it together there. Okay, so currently where are we at? I've got you a Six of Wands. Okay. Nine of Swords. Two of Cups. Okay. Six of Wands in the first position here is telling me that for some reason you have some sort of there's a lot of people watching you right now. Okay, this is about public recognition. It doesn't have to be good recognition. It can be bad. I don't think it's bad in this particular instance. This is a lot of people watching you to see how you're going to handle the situation. So this is, I don't know, it's almost like you're on stage right now, right? Everybody just wants to see what you're going to do with this situation, how you're going to deal with it. I think the pressure from that is a bit overwhelming and definitely at this point unwelcome is how I feel about it. It's like you want to tell everybody, go on about your business, leave me alone. But that's not how this works, huh? The card at the center of your read, so from almost every direction it will play into the equation, is the Nine of Swords. So there is definitely not just a stress level, but like a stress level on top of a stress level on top of a stress level. I mean, you're truly stressed out right now. So much so that it makes it hard for you to even be you sometimes, okay? What is the obstacle in this one is the Two of Cups. I mean, at one time, whatever this is that you are trying to walk away from, it feels like it's a love relationship. But I mean, I guess it could be read differently, maybe a job or maybe a friendship, but it feels like it's love. At one time, this held the key to all of your happiness, right? This is something, and like I said, you let this go even though it wasn't good. You let it continue to go on for a very long time. So this is a habit you're breaking in some respects, you know. Probably harder than quitting smoking, I bet. You know what I'm saying? It's just a very difficult spot to be in. This is something that you're used to being a part of on a daily basis, and you're trying to shut it down. And that sounds real easy to do, but it's not as easy to do in real life. So that's where the stress is coming from. There you go. Let's see. What do we got in the near future? Queen of Swords. Okay, I'll buy that. Chariot. There you go. And the challenge is the Ten of Pentacles. So with the Queen of Swords here in the near future, you are definitely leaving this particular relationship, it feels like. Pretty banged up. I mean, you are pretty emotionally, you've been through the ringer like a UFC fight or something, right? going to take a minute to heal from this. You're walking out of this with your sword drawn. You are definitely being defensive towards anything or anyone that comes near you right now. Not in a very welcoming sort of way. You're a little bit closed off, I think, here in the near future. And I say that and laugh with you because I'm a Gemini too, so I get it. The Chariot here is here because there is going to be forward motion and victory, okay? You're going to get this done. That's what this is all about in the end. And the challenge here is the Ten of Pentacles. So we have to assume if this is a relationship, it probably had shared finance at one point, right? So it looks like there's some challenge. Either you took a financial hit here or you're trying to figure out how to, you know, adapt your finances to fit whatever's going to be their new reality. So that's understandable. I think that's to be expected. What do we have here on the bottom? I've got Five of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, Page of Wands. Five of Swords would say it's about conflict, and I think that you are primed and ready for conflict, meaning that most people go to bed at night. When they wake up, maybe their conflict level's like, I don't know, 5, we'll say. You know, you wake up in the morning, you're already at 85. Okay, you're ready. Just somebody has to, you know, look at you wrong or trip you or something, and you're on. You're ready to fight. So really that conflict's inside of you, but it'd be real easy for it to spill out. I think it's something you have to be mindful of right now, okay? Okay, with the Eight of Pentacles, this is all about you just trying to figure out how to invest in yourself, I feel like. I feel like you gave a lot to this situation. Now you're not giving to this situation, so you have a bunch left. It's like, what do I do with all this? Almost. That sounds crazy, but if you get it, you get it. With the Page of Wands on the end, there's a kid here possibly. Possibly there's a child involved in this situation. I think you're trying to invest more in this child. There's a lot of concern. I don't feel like the child is really all that adversely affected. Kids are pretty resilient. At any rate. Okay, let me get the days of the week out so I don't run out of time because I don't have my timer. So Monday, you've got the Eight of Swords and the Hangman. Look at that. You're stuck up in your head. Well, that's normal. There you go. You're overthinking this. What's done is done. Now you just got to move forward, okay? It's all going to work itself out. That's how I see it. Tuesday, we got you at the Five of Cups, Knight of Cups. There's going to be a ton of loss and regret. There's no way to be in the position you're in right now and for there to not be loss and regret. If there wasn't any, we'd have to worry about you then because that's off, okay? But it's okay. You're going to get through it. Okay, Wednesday, what do I got? The Death card and the King of Wands. This is you heading into a transformation. King of Wands, I don't think you're really, I don't think most of you are even actively ready to date, let alone anything more than that. But you're definitely not looking for anything or anyone to tell you what to do or try to restrict you right now. Like I said, you're coming up, when you wake up in the morning, you're at 85. So I wouldn't be somebody, if this is a cross-watcher, I wouldn't push too hard on a Gemini right now. I really wouldn't, unless you want to film it and watch them fight, because that's about where they're going to go. What do we got Thursday? You've got the Six of Cups and then the Devil. You know, you have a ton of history here. You're never going to be able to erase that, nor would you probably want to. There were good times, okay, then there were bad times. But the Devil is here to try to make you obsess about the good times or something. I don't know. When the Devil shows up, just tell him you're at 85 and you're ready to fight. That's what you tell him, okay? Knock him out. I don't know. It's going to be okay, Gemini. This is a process. You are absolutely going in the right direction. You have made huge strides. You're going to get to the other side of this. I know none of that's helping you right this minute if you're having a bad day, but I promise you it's going to get better, okay? You just got to stay the course. Alrighty, that's what I got for Gemini. Where's the clicker? I got it. Let's see if it works. No, of course not.